Hello to all of you on the Match Point. Dr. Adnan says you welcome on the brand new Cricket Forum, where I have the leading headlines of the cricket, and obviously regarding the subcontinent will be the major part of my headline today. India and Pakistan both with the shining colors in the Test cricket, both in their home, both at their den. India beating West Indies by the 10 wickets, by the record margin of the 10 wickets in the second test to clinch the test series 2-0 away from the India. And in this heroic victory, Prithvi Shaw, the new sensation from the Team India, he became the 10th teenager in the history of cricket to register a maiden 100 on the debut, and the debut before 20 years. Who are the rest of those 9 heroes who have made this and who have done this in style in the past? Don't worry, it's Match Point, and I'm gonna tell you soon after the headlines that who are those other 9 who have done this. And if you won't believe that out of those 9, 5 are representing the one country which we are going now in the next news. So the next news is about the neighbors. The team losing 4 wickets on the 6 balls of only 1 bowler, and then comes down to the 57 for 5 at one stage, and then beating the opposition by the record margin of 373 runs. 1 minute down and the next minute up. Please welcome Team Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan beat Australia in their next game with the courtesy of their pacer Mohammad Abbas. Mohammad Abbas took his maiden 10-wicket haul and firing Pakistan to the 373 runs win over Australia. Pakistan beat Australia and clinching the series finally 1-0 in Dubai. The 373 runs victory, as I told you previously, by the Pakistan is their biggest margin of win in the Test cricket, and believe me, the last margin, the biggest margin, was also against the same opposition and the same ground. It was against Australia, but the year was 2014, and the Abu Dhabi, they were beaten, Aussies were beaten by the record 356 runs. That is the second biggest margin now by the Pakistan team ever clinching the match or clinching the series. This is definitely a match which most of the coaches would not have been telling the pupils and the students to watch out. If you look upon the amazing and hilarious runouts, it is Team Pakistan. 1 minute down and next minute up. As I tell you, believe me, Azhar Ali, in a very drastic way and very hilarious way, he's been got run out. He has been involved, and the previous Pakistan skipper and the coach Inzamam Ulhaq was also hilariously involved in such run outs and the strange outs. And once again, Azhar Ali living up to the reputation and giving the cricket world another chance to see an amazing run out. Fakhar Zaman becomes the only second Mardan-based Test cricketer and the first one who has scored from the Mardan, the first one to score a century on the debut, and the other ones you are doing very well, who ended up his career to become the only man in the history of Pakistan cricket to register the 10,000 runs magic figure. Yunus Khan, one and the only. Pakistan has finally announced the 17-member squad for their next upcoming T20 series against Aussies as Test finished, and now Pakistan has been hooked up for the T20 series. So soon I will tell you about the details of this T20 series and the squad. Opener Sahibzada Farhan, who played one T20, and Ahmad Wasim, they have staged to come back in the series, while the medium pacer Waqas Masood, is selected for the first time, while the veteran pacer Mohammad Amir has been once again left out of the squad and couldn't meet the requirement of the great Vicky Orkar, the coach of Pakistan. Pakistan now planning to get Rizwan back in the team, back in the UAE, according to the rules of the substitute wicketkeeper, because we have heard that Sarfaraz is facing too much troubles in the knee, and this is what happens when you don't have your reserve wicketkeeper. I don't know how they have survived the long tour of England and West Indies, and not a single backup was there during the tour of Ireland and also the English tour. Is always the toughest summer which the teams are facing off, but Pakistan team went without the extra wicketkeeper, knowing that the Pakistan wicketkeeper is also the skipper, and the skipper who has the duties to perform with the team until the next World Cup 2019. So see the horrible decision of not taking the second wicketkeeper to the England, how it is Pakistan will have to pay it. So let's see that what Sarfaraz will do, and Evil Rizwan will come back to the team. England has just bowled the 10,000th consecutive ball in the ODIs without a line no ball. Take a ball. 10,000 deliveries on the trot without overstepping. This is the amazing discipline by any team in the current fit format of the international cricket. Latish Vilanga at 35 years and 46 days became the fourth oldest bowler to take the 5-wicket haul in the history of ODI, since the oldest one is the Wasim Akram in 2003 when he grabbed the 5-wicket haul in the World Cup, and he was older than Latish Vilanga. Pakistan has headed 15 test caps since 2016, the second most after England, as you can see in this picture. Australia have dealt a massive blow after scans confirming that Usman Khaja, the sensation from Australia, the match saver who saved the blushes of Aussies in the first match where there was a certain defeats by the hand of the Pakistan. He saved the blushes of Australia. He will no more be a part of Australian team because of his fracture, and I think that he will be out of the Australian team, and the knee injury is proving that Usman Khaja will have to go back to the Australia. 15 wickets for Mohammad Abbas in this series. Amazing performance and the amazing bowler. This is most by any pacer on the UAE in a single series. This is a new record which Mohammad Abbas is keeping. Misbah, if you remember the previous issues and the 2-year-old series, Misbah was willing to have this boy in the team, and Misbah was the one who forced him into the team, and he was in the English tour in 2016 and New Zealand and Australia in 2016-17, but selectors didn't listen to Misbah at that time until Pakistan got the test defeats with 6 defeats in a row, and then they have to inject Mohammad Abbas into the Pakistan cricket team. And then Mohammad Abbas is telling the memories that Misbah, the then Pakistan skipper, told him that you have to perform in this match, otherwise your career will be out in the blue moon. You will be nowhere in international cricket and you will never be able to represent Pakistan again. And then Mohammad Abbas doing this in style for a skipper. Second man of the series award for the Mohammad Abbas in test. Only 3 fast bowlers from the Pakistan have bagged it more than one occasions. Waqar Younis have done it 5 times, while Wasim Akram has done it 7 times, while the super duper skipper Imran Khan, the World Cup winning captain of Pakistan, have done it for the record 8 times for the Pakistan to grab the man of the series. Amazingly, Abbas' career average is now 15.81, best for the any bowler who has taken at least 50 wickets in the tests in the last 122 years. And soon I will give you the comparison after 1 minute that we are comparing with the Sydney Barnes and all the other cricketers who are having the best average at least in the double figures above 10. 44 of Mohammad Abbas' 59 wickets have either been bowled, LBW or caught behind. And if you look upon the short stint of Mohammad Abbas' 5 test series, I may remind you, versus West Indies, 15 wickets at 19.20 average, 8 wickets at the average of 25.37 versus Sri Lanka, and then 9 wickets at 12.22 versus Ireland, and 10 wickets at the rate of 14.20 versus English team, and now 17 wickets at the rate of 10.58 versus the super duper Aussies. Now I will showing you some amazing stat picks where you will be knowing that how Pakistan have beat Australia in their alternate home Abu Dhabi and Dubai in style. The first picture I'm showing you now, you can see the Australia's lowest all-out totals, if you can see, versus Pakistan in the test at the 80 versus Karachi. Thanks God Australia didn't do it again versus Pakistan in Karachi in 1956. Australian team got out on 80, but right now in Abu Dhabi in 2018, now 145 is the newest, 7th lowest total by the Australia versus Pakistan when they are playing the away game. And then if you go up in the list, and you can see the 2010 in the Leeds, Australia got out on 88, proving that 1956 was the worst miseries for Australia versus Pakistan. And the next picture now we are showing you, it's regarding the Nathan Lyon, who has bowled 20,000 deliveries in the test without ever bowling a line no ball, and he has never overstepped. The only problem Nathan Lyon was having when his skipper Steven Smith has taken the fielding change, and then he got the no ball. And now I will show you the T20 squad which has been announced for the Pakistan for the upcoming T20 match. Here you go, the play card is in front of you. Fakhr Zaman, Mohammad Hafiz, Sahibzada Farhan, Babar Azam, Shoaib Malik, Asif Ali, Hussain Talat, Sarfraz Ahmed wicketkeeper, Shadab Khan, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Usman Khan Shanwari, Hassan Ali, Ahmad Wasim, Waqas Masood and Fahim Ashraf for Pakistan. And now in the next picture I will show you the best bowling figures for the Pakistan. Here you go, the picture comes, and all the time the leading 50 test wickets, Mohammad Abbas, just see the average 16.66. He has broken the record of Waqar Younis and Khan Mohammad. If you remember the 1990 and the 91 series where the Waqar Younis single-handedly destroyed the long marathon record of Khan Mohammad, but now Abbas has taken all the test records of the best bowling average. And now again, if you can see the list, Abbas at 16.66, crossing now the Waqar Younis 17.77, and then the Khan Mohammad 17.98, and then the Parvez Sajjad 19, and the downside you can see the Wasim Akram on 25.96. And now I will tell you the next record for the fastest 50 by the Pakistan test captain. So I want to tell you about the Sarfraz Ahmed heroics. Here you go, if you can see the picture now, if you see 21 balls 50 against Australia by the Misbah-ul Haq at Abu Dhabi in 2014 by the Pakistan skipper, and then 35 ball 50 by the Wasim Akram versus Australia, same opposition at Perth in 1999. Even then Wasim couldn't save the match, and Imran Khan's 52 against India at Faisalabad 1983, securing the match for Pakistan in that very series. And then Misbah-ul Haq again versus Bangladesh, 52 ball 50 in the 2015. Misbah is the only skipper of the Pakistan who have done it 2 times. And last but not the least, you can see again the list at the end, we can see Sarfaraz Ahmed with a 52 balls again against Australia. And now I want to show you the most debutants, which has been, as I was telling you, that Pakistan is the one who has after the 2016 who has introduced most of the debutants. Here go in the list. England have done it in the 38 matches, 18th debutants, while the Pakistan going for the 15th debutants, and Sri Lanka with a 14, and 4th number Australia with the 12th debutants. And now I want to tell you about the highest strike rate in the headlines in this series. And here we go, you can see that the Fakhr Zaman and Sharjeel Khan on the top of the list. Sharjeel Khan with 52 innings with a 46.60 average, and Fakhr Zaman with a 54 innings with a 41.1 average. This is the amazing average from the Pakistan. And then I was telling you about the 122 years of cricket history where Abbas has beaten the greats like George Loman, Sydney Bonds. Before going to the break, I want to show you the glimpse of that. Have a look on this list. I can show you George Loman in 1886 to 1896. In 18 matches, he got the average of 10.75. And then the J. Ferris in the Australia versus England 1887 to 1892. In the 9 matches, he got the average of 12.70. And then the third in the list is the Bonds versus 1880 versus England 1880-1890. He made 6 for 28. The bowling figures, the best bowling figures of those times, with 15.54. And now the Bonds record has gone as Abbas has taken over this record in 2018. Look upon at the end of the list where you can find in the 2017-18 now with an amazing average of 15.94. He has now put him up on the list. And now I will tell you in the next 50 plus scores in the both innings, which is also a heroic. Sarfaraz Ahmed making 50 in the both innings, who are the previous wicketkeeper who have done it. And believe me, you will not be surprised that Sarfaraz Ahmed doing it for the 3 times for Pakistan. But the first one who has done for the Pakistan was their Tiger wicketkeeper, the Tiger of the Imran Khan. Then Salim Yusuf, who has done it this against Australia. Venue was Faisalabad in 1988, and then Kamran Akmal doing it in Lahore in 2007. So these were the amazing records and the figures. The rest, when I will go on, I will come back after the break. We will discuss India versus West Indies, and of course rest of the story when Pakistan takes on Australia in a test match in Abu Dhabi in the Tamil home. You are watching Match Point. You can tune in on the Greatest Empire USA on the Facebook page as well as on the YouTube page, and you can also contact us and our team to become the part of the show. You want to give us suggestions, our numbers are scrolling down, and don't go away. I will be right back. Welcome back on the Match Point. We were discussing that India versus West Indies. India with a record victory of amazing 2-0 victory and the 10 wicket victory. First time ever in their history to beat the poor Windies in their home. Rajkot became a hell for the West Indies and became a heaven for the Indian bowlers, where Umesh Yadav sinking the poor Windies with an amazing 10 wicket haul. And I will tell you the details of the Umesh Yadav. But first of all, the man on the screen, Prithvi Shaw, the amazing new sensation from India, 18 years and 339 days, second youngest in the test history to score the winning run. And this time for the team India, the youngest ever is the Pat Cummins with 18 years and 197 days versus South Africa at Johannesburg in 2011 from Australia. The teenagers players to get the Man of the Series award ever, Waqar Younis back in the 1990, Inamul Haq 2005, Muhammad Amir 2000, Mehdi Hassan 2016, and now in this match, Prithvi Shaw registered the new heights and the first ever from the team India to do it. Umesh Yadav is the first Indian fast bowler to take 10 wickets in a home test in nearly 2 decades, when last time Javagal Srinath took it versus Pakistan in Calcutta 1999. But Umesh Yadav 10 wickets were the savior for India, but unfortunately Javagal Srinath's 10 wicket was not enough to keep the pace of the fiery Pakistan batsmen, and Pakistan wrapped the Calcutta test, the memorable test, in a style while evacuating the enraged Indians and the rage fans of the Indian team who were unable to control their emotions against Team India. So Javagal Srinath 10 wicket haul was not that much important as the Umesh Yadav 10 wicket haul. Fastest 50s in the test by Indian teenagers. That record has also been not broken, as 39 balls Prithvi Shaw took against West Indies, but the shortest ball taken, that was by the Kapil Dev. That was the 33 balls Kapil Dev versus Pakistan in the Karachi 1978. But again, unfortunately, those were the times when Pakistan was leading on the front and India was on the back foot. The 33 ball 50 even couldn't save the blushes of the young Kapil Dev and the young Indian team, because in those days Sikandar Bakht, Imran Khan and Zahir Abbas, the sensational double century, and the Lahore match and the Karachi match, Pakistan were all the time at the top with their top order batting lineup with Javed Miandad, Majid Khan and Zahir Abbas, and clinching the series in style, and Kapil couldn't save Indian team from a defeat. 100, the number of test matches wins for the India on the home soil, they became 100, the triple figure, the magic figure India has finally touched. They achieved the landmark during the record victory by an innings and 272 runs the previous match at the Rajkot when they beat West Indies. That was the magic figure, and thus became the fourth side in the history of international cricket to register the 100 wins at the home on the different venues. Teams with 100 or more victories are only 3 teams before Team India. Two are the pioneers, Australia and England, and the third team is the South Africa, who have done it before. Man of the match on the test debut, and then man of the series on the test debuts. India's last test series at home, Prithvi Shaw was the man to watch. 4-0 versus Australia, 2-0 versus West Indies, 3-0 versus New Zealand, 1-0 versus Afghanistan, and now 2-0 versus West Indies. So India have beaten the 9 oppositions on the trot on the home soil, again proving that why we say India playing in their den at its best. And Saurav Ganguly, and again I'm telling you, Rahul Dravid, those are the ones who have blew the new life in this team when they started registering their victories away from the home in their away series. But the India always, when plays in the home, is unbeatable and very tough to beat. Prithvi Shaw became Prithvi Shaw, Indian fast bowler taking 10 wickets in a test at home. 1980 it was done by Kapil Dev, 83 again done by Kapil Dev, 1999 as I told you previously was done by Javagal Srinath, and now it has been done by the Umesh Yadav. These were the details of those 10 wickets which Indian bowlers have taken. Umesh Yadav last 4 balls were wicket, wicket, dot and wicket, while the Rishabh Pant last 3 innings, who was recovering from a bad patch, who was not scoring previously with a 23, 13, 0 and 12, he scored 90 plus scores 3 times, and he became the unlucky batsman to register the 3 nervous 90s in the last 3 games. But good luck for the Rishabh Pant in the next games. Something to cheer about the West Indian team. Roston Chase, a man stood between India and West Indies, but it was too tough for the Roston Chase because his teammates was not gathering at the other end. They were not with him at the other end. So Roston Chase, it was too hard for him to save the match in the den of India. Roston Chase scored a century on his second home test against India and also scored a century on his second away test against India. Since 2000, Team India has played 34 test series at home. Now just see the strength of Team India. They have won 26 games and they have lost 3 games while drawing 5 games. While they lost to the South Africa in 2000, lost versus Australia in 2004 and lost against England in 2012 by the 1-2 in a 4-match series. India's first 10 wicket win over the West Indies in the test. Both West Indies opener dismissed for the duck. 7 occasions, it was 4 times it has been done against India. Would you believe? 4 out of 7 times the openers have given their wickets for the not against India. 10 wickets for the Yadav. So overall, if I go, I see the first innings 3 for Kuldeep and 7 for Umesh. So it was all Yadav. Whether it is Kuldeep Yadav, whether it is Umesh Yadav. Virat Kohli, the batting sensation and the batting Mysterio, has now 4,215 runs as a captain in 69 innings, the most by any test captain from Asia. Take a bow. The previous best one was the Pakistan ex-skipper Misbahul Haq with 4,214 runs in the record 99 innings. But now Misbah's record has been broken. And now, before proceeding to the Pakistan versus Australia in detail, it's a time for Killer Factor. Bring on the music. Now, the Killer Factor is all about Pakistan versus Australia. Pakistani cricketers who have scored 50 runs at least or more in their debut innings. Who are those heroes? Whether it has done before Fakhr Zaman or it was the first and the only time when Fakhr Zaman has did it in style. If I tell you in the detail in this Killer Factor, in 2018, Fakhr Zaman 94 and then 66 versus Australia. This is not the first time. This is the fourth time when the Pakistani debutant had done it in style. So who are those three who are else than Fakhr Zaman and who are not the Fakhr Zaman? So this is our thrilling Killer Factor of the today's match point. The last man who have done before the Fakhr Zaman is the younger brother of the Pakistan wicketkeeper Kamran Akmal, the Umar Akmal. Umar Akmal has made 129 and 75 versus New Zealand in 2009 series. And before him, Yasir Hamid, the batting sensation from Pakistan, making 170 and then 105 runs versus Bangladesh in 2003. And then Azhar Mahmood, the first one to do it for Pakistan, who did it against South Africa. And still I do believe that this was the best option for the Pakistani debutant. And when I met Azhar and we talked about the different things, and this was the one match which Azhar reminded, and we talked about 30 minutes to 1 hour, and time was going on and running. And he was flowing on the memories of this match because he saved the certain defeats for Pakistan in the away match in the South Africa's den in Johannesburg, where Azhar Mahmood making 128 and 50. But this is not the end of the Killer Factor. This is the only innings in the history of 122 years of cricket when a debutant making 50 or more runs, and the both times the debutant remains not out. He remained unconquered and not out. Azhar is the only one who was not getting out in this scenario. Proceeding next, the two batsmen who has been dismissed on the 99 runs in 2018, because Pakistan is the unlucky team who have been trapped into the nervous 90s in spite of this heavy victory of 373 runs. Mushafqar Rahim has done it 99 previously, and now in this match Babar Azam got trapped in the nervous 90s on the 99. Both of them amazingly dismissed at the same venue. The venue is Abu Dhabi, the lucky venue of Abdur Razak and the Pakistan team. And else then the Babar Azam, the one who were in the 90s and got trapped into the 90s, the Pakistan skipper trapped on 94, and then the Fakhr trapped on 94. Would you believe the both trapped on the same score and the different phases of the game? And then the Babar 99. In one test, 3 Pakistan batsmen dismissed in the 90s. This is the only instance when the 3 got out on the 99 without going to the triple figure and without touching the magic figure of 100. And then, if I may tell you about the Fakhr Zaman, he has smashed plenty of records in this short career. If you can see the pics of Fakhr playing those amazing shots, first Pakistan opener to score 250 on the test debuts, fastest to get the 1000 runs in ODI, fewest innings taken to score 200 in ODIs, highest score in the T20 final, and only Pakistani to score the 100 in the ICC tournament final. Next we move to the Pakistan middle order. Haris Sohail was given back the chance. He did the superb batting in the first match, making a century, but the second innings he struggled, and that's why Pakistan also couldn't beat the Australia and the match remained draw. But in this match, Haris Sohail was not at the best of his form, and again we saw him struggling, and he just avoided the king pair. And Australia missed the chance of making the king pair. He was dropped when he was on the king pair, and he could have the first Pakistani to bag the golden duck in each innings of the Pakistan Test. Thanks God, the unwanted record, he missed out, and fortunately he couldn't trap into this. Mohammad Abbas with 54 wickets now in the 10 Tests. No other fast bowler for the Pakistan took as many wickets in the first 10 Tests. Best bowling average for the Pakistan at the time of taking 50 wickets in Test. And this is the best one in the 5 bowlers at the top of the Pakistan lineup, and Abbas is in the 3rd one in that amazing list. Sarfaraz half century today came on the 52 deliveries, which is the joint 3rd fastest in the cricket for the Pakistani skipper ever in the history. If we now look upon the most runs in the ODI before the Test debut for Pakistan, 1526 for Shahid Afridi, 1286 for Ahmed Shehzad, Nasir Jamshed 955, and Fakhr Zaman and came 3rd, beating now Babar Azam. Now he is at 1121 runs, 3rd in the list. Just see how amazingly he is stepping up in the ladder for the Pakistan. 9th time the 3 out of top 6 Pakistani batsmen scored the duck for Pakistan in the same innings. 2nd time the number 4, 5, 6 batsmen have done it. Before, in the Misbah's era, we have seen Asad Shafiq, Misbah, and in the middle of the innings, Pakistani batsmen have doing it. Fakhr Zaman's strike rate is 63.60, 2nd in the list of openers with the highest strike rate in the first class cricket in Pakistan since 2013. First time in the history, Pakistan have lost 4 top order wickets without adding a run, from 57 for 1, and then would you believe 57 for 5, trapping to the Nathan Lyon, as we have discussed in the different overs. In the total of 6 deliveries to the 1 bowler, they have lost 4 wickets, and then compiling the amazing 500 plus and then beating the opposition with the 300 plus runs. This is Team Pakistan. Now we will show you again the picture of that amazing run out. Azhar Ali was one chatting with his partner and dipping the ball, and ball went past the 2nd slip to the 3rd man, racing towards the 3rd man, but the wet outfield and the slow outfield couldn't make the ball cross, and Azhar thought the ball has been crossed, but unfortunately it stayed there, and when the Mitchell Stark throw came back to the tin pane, he removed the bails, and Azhar was chatting in the middle of the pitch. Can you believe? He was chatting with his fellow batsman, and he got trapped out with an amazing fashion in this test. You can see in the pics. Mohammad Abbas has the best average for a test bowler with a 50 plus wickets since 1896, as we have told you. 5 times now when a Pakistan wicketkeeper has scored 50 or more in both innings of a test match, and Sarfaraz is the one who has done it thrice. Now this was the hat-trick of Sarfaraz for this heroic. 54 test wickets for Mohammad Abbas breaks the record for most test wickets by the Pakistani fast bowler after 10 test matches. As we have already briefed you regarding the Waqar Yunus and Khan Mohammad record, so in the initial 5 to 10 matches, Abbas has virtually broke all the records of the Pakistani bowlers. The next thing to discuss about before going to the break, Australia had to survive 192 overs, and we were looking forward to the company of Mr. Khawaja, but Usman Khawaja couldn't do it this time, because we were looking who will face the 192 overs in the alternate home of Pakistan. The longest they have ever batted in the 4th innings of a test match is 123.68 ball overs, which is equivalent to the 165 6-ball overs of the current day of the cricket, and that happened in the Durban back in January 1950 when they beat South Africa by 5 wickets. So we were experiencing, and we were expecting that at least Australia will give some resistance, and even if they can't win the match, they will make the match close, or they will resist against the Pakistan bowlers. But Abbas was too good he was too good, and Australians couldn't hang over in front the pace of the Abbas. So yet the stories need to go forward. We are discussing Pakistan versus Australia. You are watching Match Point, and you can follow us on Greatest Empire USA and Greatest Empire USA Facebook page and a YouTube page. This is Match Point. We will be right back. Welcome back. We were discussing about the amazing team Pakistan who have stunned Australia in their alternate home, and I was discussing those 4 wickets which fell in a succession when Nathan Lyon trapped Pakistani batsmen, and in the 6-ball span Pakistan losing 4 wickets. So something I want to tell you about that Pakistan losing 4 wickets for no runs in 12 balls overall, if I say, and then when the next wicket fall, that was after 222 balls or 147 runs in the Abu Dhabi in this match. Before this test match, it happened on 3 occasions with the Pakistan cricket. 4 wickets on the same score. This has been not done first time with the team Pakistan. Before, it has been done in the Trent Bridge in the 1967 away match with the Clive Lloyd and the Kali Chiran and the Michael Holding and Wes Hall destroying Pakistan team in 1967, and then versus Faisalabad when the Patrick Patterson, Malcolm Marshall and the Windies of those times and the Carl Hooper crushing Pakistan and Faisalabad in 1990, but unfortunately West Indies couldn't win that match. Pakistan won the game with the courtesy of Salim Malik's 100 and the Wasim Akram late heroics, and then the Abdul Qadir and Imran Khan stunning team West Indies by making them out on the 53 runs in an innings. That is still so far the lowest total ever made by the West Indies in the test match, and this is not the West Indies of the current time. That was the mighty West Indies of the great Viv Richards and Richie Richardson. And third time when it happened, that was again at Faisalabad, but this time Pakistan lost the match, and this was versus Team India in 2004-5 series when Irfan Pathan amazingly making a hat-trick and Mohammad Yusuf and rest of the Pakistani batsmen trapped on the in-swingers of Mohammad Irfan, then the bowling sensation of Team India along with Lakshmipati Balaji. And it's not often we see the spinner claiming these many wickets before the lunch on the opening day of the match, but Nathan Lyon was amazing, but then they couldn't control the game as Pakistani batsmen were too good and Nathan Lyon was not too good to handle the rest of the Pakistani batsmen. And if we remember and we go back into the history, Maninder Singh taking 5 wickets before lunch on the opening day also against Pakistan at the Bangalore in the 1987. This was the match which we were discussing in our T20 cricket days in the North America. We were discussing with our Indian guest. That was the match to cherish when the 5-match series between India and Pakistan was going towards the draw. 4 matches were drawn, and the last match, which was on the Bangalore, was a low-scoring match. And in that match, that was the match to watch for the Maninder Singh, the bowling sensation, the spin sensation from India, and the Pakistan Iqbal Qasim and Tosif finally wrapping the Indian tail and including Roger Binney, and then the batting mysterio of India, Sunil Gavaskar. They have made him out 2 times because Ram Babu Gupta was not making out to the Sunil Gavaskar, and finally Sunil was sent off back to the pavilion, and then Iqbal Qasim and Tosif folding the match back in the 1987. So this is the same match where Pakistan was trapped in front of the Maninder Singh, their spin bowling sensation. Most test wickets after 29 tests. Now, importantly, 189. SF Barnes, Sydney Barnes, again I may tell you, 167 now at the Yasir Shah. Yasir Shah is falling now just 1 behind the Sydney Barnes, and then 166 for Waqar Younis. Today in 1966, as a memory I just want to tell you, 52 years ago, 17-year-old batsman made it a debut in the first-class cricket. That's why I was discussing him in the match of 1987. 21 years later, this boy finished his first-class career with 25,834 runs at the average of 51.46, including a then record of 10,122 test runs at the average of 51.12 in the test matches. Please welcome the previous Indian skipper Sunil Gavaskar, who is the respected authority in the subcontinent and all over the world, and the best ever batsman that India has produced on their soil. India versus West Indies, if we go now a little bit comparison, as India was playing against West Indies, I just forgot to tell you, head to head, if we go on the test, just see the supremacy of the West Indies, those West Indies, the mighty West Indies of Clive Lloyd, mighty West Indies of Viv Richards, Kali Charen, Curtly Ambrose, Wes Hall. Those were the days to cherish for the West Indies. 1948 to the 1970, India has never won the match from West Indies. West Indies winning the 12 matches while 11 matches were drawn in between them. And onwards, if we look upon the era of Kapil Dev and Mohinder Amarnath, Surinder Amarnath, and then the Indian skipper Sunil Gavaskar, and later on to the Azharuddin and to the legacy of Virender Sehwag, Saurav Ganguly, Dravid, and then up to the current career of Virat Kohli. 1971 to 2018, India has won 19 tests while West Indies has only able to win 18 matches. So these 18 matches, out of these 18 West Indian matches, 15 matches have been won in the 70s and 80s with the legacy of Viv Richards and the Clive Lloyd, while 35 matches were drawn among them. So just before closing the show, I will jump upon again back to the Pakistan with the brilliance of Mohammad Abbas. Mohammad Abbas, who was given chance by a Misbah and later on brilliant on his last 5 to 6 series. And Mohammad Abbas never went wicketless in the series. If I tell you, you will be amazed. 3 times took 5 wickets, 5 times took 4 wickets, 2 times took 3 wickets, 5 times took 2 wickets, and 3 times who took 1 wicket and bowled in the 18 test innings. And Pakistan's DRS success rate in the series on Abbas bowling was 100%, 100%, no mistake. Would you believe he reviewed 4 out of 4 decisions correctly? With the other bowlers, the success rate was only 9%. 1 successful review, it means out of 11 reviews. Contrasting week for the debutants. What a day for the debutants in the subcontinent. Prithvi Shaw taking India to the new heights. Prithvi Shaw scored 100 and then the man of the series and man of the match. Travis Head scoring a duck. Labuschagne scoring a duck from the Australia. So amazing day for the teenagers in the subcontinent. So time to close the show, but before closing the show, you know what we do. Dun, killer factor. Killer factor is regarding the Team Pakistan skipper Sarfaraz Ahmed and the Champions Trophy winner and the Champions Trophy hero against India, Fakhar Zaman. Both of them, the captain and the opener, they got out in the 90s. But this was not amazing. The killer factor is this, that they got out on the same score on the test match. Both in the different phases of the game, both were trapped on 94. But killer factor is not about that they got trapped on the 94. Killer factor is all about that, was it the first time in the Pakistan history that the 2 batsmen got trapped on the 1 score, or it was the 2nd or 3rd time? So this is our killer factor, that whether before this pair, whether any Pakistani batsman or the world-class batsman or any other player from another team has did it, or this was the very first time. So I want to tell you in my this very killer factor that this is really not the first time when the both batsmen got out on the same score from the Pakistan. Previously, back in the 1973, this happened in the Karachi, the match against England, when both the openers of the Pakistan, Majid Khan and then the Mushtaq Muhammad, both got trapped out on 99. But wait a minute, don't go away, because this is also not the end of the killer factor. In the Pakistan, now there are only two instances, one back in the 1973 and now one in the current date in 2018. But it also happened around the world with the other teams also. From Australia, Team Australia, the champions of the champions, Mark Taylor and Ricky Ponting, they were playing at the Perth versus Team Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka lost the match, but both the batsmen from the Australia trapped out on the 99 in the same match. And as we are discussing about the subcontinent greats with the Team Pakistan, how can we forget the Team India? Team India is the third one in the list after Pakistan, Australia, who has did it one time in the cricketing history. Lakshman and Irfan Pathan in the Faisalabad Test in 2006 versus Pakistan both got out on the 90. But like ever, as we were discussing about this, Team Pakistan is the only team who got trapped out in the 90 on the same score more than one batsman and more than one time. Twice Pakistan has done it. So this is it from the match point. When I will come back in the match point next time, Pakistan would have been playing the T20 series. Pakistan will play their T20 matches. The 3 matches will be in the list. The match on the Wednesday, then Friday, Saturday. So let's see how Pakistan will go against the Aussies. As in the longest format, Pakistan is too good to beat for the Aussies. But can Aussies take the revenge in the limited over format, where they have beaten Team Pakistan in the T20 games, in the T20 World Cup game? We will see that can they repeat it in the Pakistan's alternate home or not. For this, you need to tune in into the match point. You can follow us on the Greatest Empire USA, same name with the Facebook page and with a YouTube page. Don't go away and keep tuned in to our shows to have our latest cricket updates. Till then, next show, Dr. Adnan says you goodbye. Take care and bye-bye.